I know we're still dealing with these cold winter days, but spring and summer will be here before we know it. And when that happens, you want to get outside, enjoy your house, know your roof is good, whatever home improvement you're looking to do. Wouldn't it be nice to have it accomplished and behind you? Well, David Hopkins is here with Elevated Exteriors, and he says call him, and you can do just that very thing. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
One of the things I love so about you, and I want to say this right off the bat, David and I have been chatting, and he's kind of, you're kind of quiet when you talk to you. There's a little bit of like, you don't want to be too braggadocious. I've been having to pull some things out of you.
Maybe it's just early. I haven't had enough coffee.
Maybe,
so.
but I think that's a good thing because you are the point of contact for people. When they call, you're going to be the guy. But you're not a big, heavy salesperson. You just want people to hear what their options are and they make up their mind.
Yeah, we are here to educate. We're not high pressure sales at all. So I think when people go, what separates you from the competition and the other people in town, that's probably the biggest factor. We're there to educate, to listen, and help accomplish whatever goals you have.
That's why I wanted to throw that out there right off the bat so that people will really kind of get closer and listen to what you have to say. You also were a bearer of good news for us this morning because you said don't think that it's the same climate now this spring as it was even last spring. The supply chain isn't quite so daunting.
It's gotten a lot better. There were times where windows were going to be 30 weeks. Those have drastically shortened. Pretty much anything siding and roofing, it's on demand, available locally. So you want to start a project, we probably get started in the next week.
Okay, so at Elevated Exteriors, what you do is roofing. You do decks.
Yes.
You do windows and doors, and you do siding.
Correct.
Is there any one of those things that seems to be the most sought after right now?
I think right now, this time of year, roofing. 'Cause we're in the wet season. Of course, storms are going to be kind of a leading factor in that.
Right.
You know, and we've aligned ourselves with some great companies in all these different areas. So with roofing, we are certified roofers with CertainTeed and GAF. And a couple of things that means is we can provide a longer warranty than somebody who's not. With the siding, James Hardie is the main company that we work with. And then with decking, Trex, and then of course we can do a wood deck as well.
You know, when you talk about the difference, let's go with the decking since I brought that up. Trex versus the wood decking. It's just a different way kind of spending your money, right? Because the Trex is going to cost you more money up front. But the maintenance, you just walk away and enjoy it forever.
You don't have to stain it or paint it. There's no maintenance over the years. There's a lot of different ways to spend your money. Railing is going to be another one. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's what do you want it to look like and how much maintenance are you willing to do.
Okay, you kind of smiled when you said that there's a lot of ways you can spend your money.
Right.
Because I'm sure people come in with a budget in mind, but then you kind of can get wowed by this option and that option. So do you sort of help people with that to keep them on budget?
Yeah, a lot of companies will take that opportunity to upsell and get to a point where the budget's no longer feasible. If you're really paying attention to people and what they want, you got to keep it down to earth. So I'd rather underpromise than over-deliver.
Okay, talk about the delivery. Let's say that you are looking, well, okay, right now, roofing, because you're right, we are in that rainy season and the storms are yet to come. If somebody called you next week and said, yeah, can you have somebody come out here, typically how long before you were able to come out?
So we will get to the house in probably 72 hours.
Okay.
As far as starting a job, we're probably a week out.
Okay.
We've got a great team that we work with. It's kind of a dream team, but as far as production goes, the biggest holdup is going to be delivery of materials.
Okay.
So once those hit the ground, we're there the next morning.
You can't control that. You can't control the delivery of materials. So and I think a lot of customers in the last year and a half had their patience tried a bit because it is frustrating.
Yep.
But I'm sure, in an effort to keep customers happy, you're working with people who can get you stuff reliably.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of different vendors out there. There's a couple of big ones. They're all pretty reliable, very reliable, I should say. You know, the biggest thing is the planning in-house and making sure we don't wait till the last minute to order materials.
Right.
Making sure we have our measurements right.
If you are looking to do windows, since that is still, the timeline's gotten better, but it was the real lag time. Sometimes you can do like 3 windows and then add 3 windows later, kind of do it in installments. Are you better off just trying to do all of it at once these days?
Yes,
them here.
but that's not feasible for everybody. Some people have a lot of windows. Windows can be pretty expensive. We don't really have you have to do this much for us to come out. We realize that it's hard to find people to come out for smaller jobs. So we try to do everything we can to be available for people.
That's a really good thing. I'm going to have you repeat that again. You know that some people won't come out for smaller jobs, but you want to be available for everybody.
For everybody. Yeah, sometimes the smaller jobs lead to bigger ones down the road, or it's a referral or reference to the neighbor. You
And
know?
a happy customer is a happy customer, right?
Yep, you just got to keep them happy.
That's right. David, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So here's where you can find him at Elevated Exteriors down on Dayton Boulevard. 598-7663 is the phone number. It's elevatedexteriors.org. If you want to go on the website, you can learn more about the company, see some of his happy customers' testimonials and pictures, and then you can become one of them. Thank you, David.
Thank you for having us.